Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Yesterday doesn't matter, it only serves as a ladder. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed, so make your plans accordingly. Today is a new day to start again. Take each moment one by one and do the best you can. Grand Rising, today is a new day to start again. It is 1/9/2025. I know that the calendar is like the Julian calendar, the fabrication. It's probably the umbrella, but there is something to the numbers, and they probably do line up astrologically, if I was going to guess, in the way it was designed. There's several designers too. I don't want to go off track here because I've got 9 pages written. That's a big morning for me. So I'm going to try to stay on script. If I read my scripture, is what I call it. It's my scripture of my jibber jabber that I wrote in the morning when I got up. I get up really early in the mornings and then I kind of write my stuff down. But if I stay close to the vest on that, then it usually moves a little smoother. But I like to talk, so I get off track and I want to put in my own 2 cents. And sometimes it's important because I think that as I'm doing this, as I'm reading my stuff, I will also get different, I call them sparks, but they're not mine. And I like to talk about them, but then I get going in my interpretation of what the spark is. I think it's fun though. I like the divinity sparks for sure. That's one of my favorite things about doing this kind of stuff. Bada bing, bada bing. Well, look at that. Kids got wheels. I got a car. It's an old car, a lot of miles. It's similar to me because it still looks pretty good. It's got a little rust on it and a couple dents, and it's definitely got scars. I got pits on my face. I actually am losing my hair in the middle, but for some reason it kind of stopped. And I don't want to take all the stuff that you would take to, I got the, I could do the bowling thing with this. This is Kingpin. Look at that. That's Jimbo hair there. Jimbo hair is what I call it whenever my dad would just go in public like this. You'd be like, Dad, what the frick are you doing? He didn't care. If he could walk around like this and be like, can you imagine me trying to go sell furniture like this? How you doing? Welcome to my furniture store here. You guys, they would be like, what are you doing? I'd be like, what do you want me to say? This is how my hair wears. It's not my fault. I was wearing a hat and I took it off. What do you want me to do? You want me to fix it for you? Is that going to make you feel better? All right. I'll just put my hat back on. But you can't wear a hat like whenever you're greeting. That's for some reason not allowed. I don't know why that became a thing. The hat thing, I'm way off subject. This is going to be a 4-hour video. A 4-hour tour, or was it a 3-hour tour? 3-hour tour with Gilligan's Island. We're way off. We're in La La Land. All right, so let's get back to the script. Jimbo is my father. And he's an endearing part of my life. That's legit on the hair thing. Like, I would come out and he'd be cross-legged like this. He'd have his newspaper out. He'd have his hair up in the air. In the middle of the hotel lobby, there'd be like a waterfall behind him. He's in the middle like this tropic, and he's got his pipe in his mouth, and he's just reading the paper. And I always wondered, I always wanted to give my dad I want to read the same paper that you read, and then when we're done, I just want to go through it and see what you got from it. Because I'm just curious why you're reading the paper every day and what it is that you're gaining from it. But I have a vehicle now, and it did really change whenever I got it. And I drove it. That's the first time I've drove a car in 6 months. So what I purchased is basically an emergency vehicle for me. It is not going to be something that I'm going to use on a daily basis. I'm saving it for trips. I think it can handle that. I'm going to really put some more effort into it before I do anything with it, honestly. I'm still going to take the bus, and when it's warm out, I'm still going to ride my bike. I'm going to get a rack for it and get a better bike here soon. And you get what you pay for. So when I am selling furniture or mattresses, what I will tell people is, basically, You can buy that sofa there. It's very soft. It feels good, but it's probably going to break down in 2 or 3 years, depending on your weight, if you're a big person and how you sit in it, if you get in there. So if you're buying that sofa, it's going to probably last you about 3 years. If you're buying that mattress, it's really soft. You're going to like it in the beginning, but it's going to break down. That's why it's priced where it is. If you want to buy one that's better, it's still going to kind of do the same thing, but it'll take longer to do it. And you're investing more money, so there's potential that you'll be mad at me more if it breaks down fast and you spend a bunch of money on it. I don't really sell that way, but kind of I do. I don't want you to be mad at me. I want to give you the best value you can get for what you're getting. But I want you to know what you're getting as well. I don't want to overplay this. I just want to use logic with you whenever we're talking through product. That's really how I want to sell. What now? Still going to take the bus. I'm still going to ride my bike when it's warmer. But I do have a vehicle if the shit hits the fan, and that really takes a lot off of me because you feel kind of trapped when you have no... Also, groceries, just emergency items. It's big enough for me to get larger items, so I don't... Have you ever tried to ride your bike with 2 things on each side and a backpack loaded, and you're just like heavy and you're riding along, and it's cold out too, so you're trying to ride? What's fun when I'm in those moments, and I've talked about it in a lot of these videos, is I would talk to my mom, and I'd get a kick out of it because I think that she would laugh at me, and that made me laugh instead of being too serious about how bad this deal is. So I can't overdrive this car. That's not what it's for. That's not why I purchased it. So that's another thing too. Whenever you buy a sofa that's like that and you say you're only going to use it every once in a while, or you buy a mattress that you say you're going to buy and it's not going to get much use, and it starts to get a lot of use, well, you're going to wear it out. Same with the car. So I really am only going to use it when I need it, which I think is good for me. But it opens a possibility for my life. If I did want to get into something where I had to commute or drive further or things like that, I can do it. And I had a great day. I had a great day off is what I had. I need more time. I really am not getting enough time to get, but now that I have this car, I will be able to be more efficient with my time. So I think it's just really positive in many directions for me. So it felt pretty amazing. It really did. I've been just trying to breathe and accept it. In golf, I'm a golfer, so I come back to the golf a lot. That's why these hats, I'm going to get into these hats too. But on the golf course while I'm playing, sometimes you get a little better than what you have been doing. Like it happens in sales too. There's a metric, and what happens is when you're putting forth the ability, you're putting forth talent, sometimes it just doesn't coincide to results. But it's just a matter of time before it levels out. And what happens is then you go crazy, and you get all this abundance, and then it levels back out. You can flow with that. You can maintain and deviate from that, but it just naturally happens anyways. And so you're just kind of surfing, really, in essence. For those that are wondering, cars help to do life. But they are a tool. You can do life without them. And they are a weapon against yourself. Everything is a tool and a weapon against others and yourself, typically. More damage to yourself with the weapons. But I do love to drive. I have always loved to drive. And for the most part, in my life, I've always been the driver. It just seems like I'm the one that ends up behind the wheel. What is a win? I like undervalued more than overpriced. I think I'm undervalued. I'm a bargain. When you buy me, you invest very little. And usually forget that you recouped your value from me in the first exchange. You just didn't know it. You already won. Because I'm me. How you doing? What can I do to help? Do you need a ride? I got a car now. I really just want to tell a story, sing a song, paint a picture. I've been drawn to buy oil paint and start painting. And I almost bought some yesterday, but I just bought a car. And I'm like, I'm not really ready for that. I've got too many things to do right now to start painting. So I already have stuff that's in boxes that I've purchased that I had plans for that I haven't done anything with. So I don't need more. But I did want to get some paint. I have a log for my car I'm going to use. I think she needs a name. So I named my car the Silver Fox. I was encouraged to keep her well oiled, as I've talked to other people about what to do with this car. So I'm going to make sure I have plenty of oil and ready to go. The car is going to need special attention. She's going to need a little help. But here we go. Sometimes I forget to put, so we're going to try to flow into it. With a little love and some tenderness, we'll walk upon the water, we'll rise above the mess with a little peace and some harmony. We'll take the world together, we'll take them by the hand. Harmony is beautiful. I want to sing a little bit more in harmony with people. That was really hard to pull that song off, but I like that song. Hold My Hand, Hootie and the Blowfish. We're going to go off. We're already at 11 minutes. Why not? Let's just make this a wild one. One of my big things in my life, I had a friend. He was a taller David. And he was blonde, and he was probably better than me in every regard. But we were working together at a very monumental time in my life. And it was interesting because there was these two really beautiful girls that we were both kind of courting. We were just kind of, whatever it was. But they were both very beautiful girls. And there was a point in it where we were talking out on my dad's golf course in God's country, looking at the stars, hanging out, just the four of us. And Hootie and the Blowfish came on. And I made a stance that I thought that Hootie and the Blowfish had potential to change our entire society and help diminish racism. Like, that was my stance. And this friend, who was smarter than I am, taller than I am, he just kind of looked at me and was like, "That's your stance?" And I was like, "Yep, gotta change the world." I think I was trying to impress these girls with my enlightenment, my wokeness. And he was like, "Okay." And I feel like I lost all respect for him in that one moment. And it will never go away. He's just like, "You're the guy that said that you thought that." But you know what? I like Hootie. I still like Hootie. He's got a lot of good music. I think it's kind of cool how he shifted to country music and was like, "I don't care what you guys say. I'm going to sing what I want to sing." Anyways, I want to be... Where we got here? I want to be in part of the We Are the World ensemble. You know, that was pretty cool, I thought. Even though all of them were probably, who knows what they are, all of those stars that are all together doing We Are the World. But I just thought it was kind of cool, regardless. The message of the song is cool. We are the children. We are the ones to make... I mean, what is wrong with that song? Other than you have... But I would think that would be cool with truthers. Like, get the real ones all together and kind of get into it. The light ones and the dark ones and the gray ones and the red and the yellow and the green. There's many hues. Yoda. I'm not a big fan of Yoda anymore, really. I don't know what it is. I kind of lost myself with him. I think I lost the lightsaber as well because of, like, it's not even logically sound. I like Obi-Wan. Kinda lost it with Luke. He became whiny and, I don't know. What happened, dude? You had the whole thing and then you just gave it up. For what? I really didn't understand the whole Ben and Leia's, or Han and Leia's son, Ben. The whole thing with Luke, that was weird. Just didn't make much sense. I'm going to say it. I liked Rey. Rey in the new ones. I think she's my favorite Star Wars character. I think that she was just cool. I liked her a lot, actually. And I liked the message she was giving my daughters for the most part when I was showing those movies, because that was a big thing for me, was when those Star Wars movies came out, was really fun for us as a family. It was really fun for me to connect with my kids that way. And then there was Chewie. I love Chewie. And R2-D2. There are wars among the stars. They go smack each other. But also, there's constellations. There's constant. There's constancy. There's consistency. We'll walk upon the water. We'll rise above the red mess. Why did I get into that? I went the wrong song. It's so hard. I started to do this singing thing, and when I come halfway into the songs, what I think I need to start doing is writing. It's time to sing, David. Because I'll start to read the lyric, and then I'm like, oh no. And I don't want to redo these over and over again. This is going to get better moving forward. This is a long one. Why not? Let's just destroy this thing. In the time of Paul, a man and a woman would spread the good news together. The good news is the most powerful. I don't even want to talk about it much more, because the power of the good news is how you live. And you bring that every day. The good news is what is found in the mystery schools. Everything that I've aligned to seems to come back to the same thing. It can be found in the drugs, like when people get into the LSD. There's a whole FBI, CIA thing with the drugs, guys. They use the drugs. And then they found the ingredients. And those ingredients, it really is. I don't want to go off. I've already got such a long video. And it's not about the negatives. It's about the good news. The good news is love. It's always there, regardless of how much poison. Love is Eros. When you spread the good news, you walk the way. You follow the way. You invest. You commit. But if you try, you will fail. If you try to do the way, you will fail. But there is no failure when you follow. Every rose has its thorn. Every night has its dawn. And every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Sad will cycle into happiness. Shiny, happy people laughing, meet me in the crowd. People, people, throw your love around. Love me, take it into town. Happy, happy, put it in the ground where the flowers grow. Plant some seeds today. The Tao is great. Do great. Be great. We kept it under 20. Have a great day.